Hey guys, so in this video I wanted to show you how to put these trig functions and solving trig functions into the calculator. So we are looking at Unit 6, and this is going to cover how to do some in Lesson 3 and Lesson 4. So the first one I chose for us to go over is number 1 under Lesson 3, where it says find the value of each trig function to the nearest degree. This is one that I will be doing in the Lesson 3 video. So if you want to know where all these numbers are coming from and how I set it up, you can look there. So I got it to where I have z equals the inverse cosine of 0.8746. So I want to put all of this on the right side into the calculator. So I'm going to turn on my calculator. Now in Unit 6, we are only dealing with degrees. We're not dealing with that word radian that pops up. So we're going to go to mode, and we're going to go down to where we can choose either radian or degree. And we want to hit enter and make sure degree is selected. And this is for all of Unit 6. So then I'm going to hit second mode to quit out to go back to the home screen. And I'm going to type inverse of cosine. Well, cosine button is right there. So if you look right above it in blue or yellow, if you have one of the older calculators, you can get it by hitting second cosine. So there's that inverse cosine that we're talking about. And we want 0.8746. I always like to close the parentheses just in case and hit enter. And that's going to give us 29.0023, so on and so forth. So that's what I'm going to put on my paper. 0.0023, so on and so forth. If you look back at the directions, it is to the nearest degree. So we are actually going to just put 29 degrees, and that would be your answer. Let's do another one. So still under Lesson 3, and we're looking at number 2 under the directions, find the length of the missing angle, round your answer to the nearest tenth. So we're given this triangle. And again, if you want to know where I got all of this information from the triangle, please go to Lesson 3 video. But once you solve for theta, once you solve for your angle, and you get everything else to the right or left side, as long as the theta or what you're looking for is by itself, you're going to put this into the calculator. So this time I want inverse sine. So I'm going to go to my calculator. Again, if you're just starting on your calculator, make sure you go to mode and make sure degree is selected. Get out of it by going second mode to quit. I'm going to type in inverse sine, so second sine, and I've got 12.4 over or divided by 15.8. I'm going to close my parentheses and hit enter. And I get 51.7031, so on and so forth. And according to our directions, we wanted the nearest tenth, which is the first decimal place. So we get 51.7. degrees. So that would be our answer. And that is how you would use your calculator for Lesson 3. In this video, I am going to go ahead and show you how to use the calculator in Lesson 4. So in Lesson 4, under the directions, find the length of the missing side, round your answer to the nearest tenth. For number 1, you are told the angle and the hypotenuse. You are told, you realize that you need to find the opposite side. So because we're dealing with opposite and hypotenuse, we're going to use sine. I went on ahead and set it up for us. we're solving for x, and I got x by itself. So all is left is to put it into the calculator. This time there is no inverse sine or inverse cosine or inverse tangent. So it's just putting what you see in the calculator. So I'm going to go to my calculator. I'm going to type in 28 times sine, and I'm taking the sine of 52. Close the parentheses and hit enter, and that is your answer. So I'm putting it 22.064, so on and so forth. But if you look back at the directions, it asks for you to round to the nearest tenth. So the tenth is the first decimal place again, so we would round it to 1. So you would get 22.1 as your answer. And then lastly, one more example from lesson 4. So same section of lesson 4. This time we were told the angle and the opposite side. We need to find the hypotenuse, so we're still using sine in this case. We're going to get x by itself by multiplying the denominator and get to the other side. And then moving the sine of 35 over, so x is by itself, so it cancels out here. And we get x equals 35 over sine of 35. So that would give us our x. So I'm just putting this right side into the calculator. So I'm going to go to my calculator. I'm going to put 35 divided by. Now I'm going to put a parentheses around everything that was in the denominator. So I'm going to put parentheses around everything there. So I have parentheses sine of 35, close the parentheses around the 35 that we're taking sine of, and another parentheses to close everything in the denominator. I'm going to hit enter. And I get 61.02 blah blah blah. So again, rounding to the nearest tenth, it is 0, and that 2 is not going to make it round to 1. So our x is 61.0. And that would be our answer. If you have any other questions about how to use the calculator for Unit 6, Lesson 3 and 4, please don't hesitate to email me. Thanks.